Hello everybody, you were listening to Feed Your Mind. And so first I provided you all with evidence from NASA themselves that all of the pictures of Earth are fake. And so I suppose if somebody was able to show you a picture of a unicorn, you would think that unicorns were real too. So after that I released a video with testimony from what must have been about a dozen from the military, airplane professionals, land survey professionals, travel agents, and all types of verified people from the professional world that have verified that the earth is flat. And so, for example, the army guy is telling you all that there's no Coriolis effect. The other army people are saying that they're doing long-range exercises that debunk the globe earth curvature math. And the land survey professionals are saying that the earth is 100% flat based on their projects on the earth that require the earth to be level. And also the airplane pilots who are realizing that the airplanes that they fly every day are flying completely level the entire time that they're in the air. They know this because of the gyroscopes and the artificial horizon never deviating from a perfectly level position in the sky until they land. And so if that's not enough evidence for you that the earth is flat, well, this video here today should be the icing on the cake, because now we have public documents from NASA and all types of other public documents that have been discovered that actually are admitting that the earth is flat. And so apparently these documents have came out and you can find them for yourself, unless they have removed them by now. And you can read how their experiments and their studies are saying that the earth is flat and stationary. And so we have actual NASA verification that the earth is flat and stationary. And so this video is perfect for those of you who love to have scientific verification for things, because you put these people up to such a high degree of trustworthiness and you feel like these people would never lie to you. Well, these same people are the ones who release these documents that admit the earth to be flat and stationary. And I must give credit to Dean Odell. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description box in the comment section, so make sure you show him some support. Dean Odell has no affiliation with my channel, but when I came across this information, I was inspired to help spread the message of his discovery. So let's get right to it.
Now let's get to the government documents. Now, I'm going to go back to one. This is the first government document. I shared this 2 years ago. But here's the government documents. I shared this at the Flat Earth International Conference in Raleigh in my presentation, 2017, last November, that Robbie Davidson put on. I thought this was something to find this document. All right? This is, how little did I know. This was the tip of the iceberg. But this is a NASA technical manual. You can look it up. Anybody out there watching and listening this morning, you can Google NASA document 1207. You can pull up, it'll take you straight to nasa.gov. You can pull up the PDF. You can read this for yourself. This is free information. Right? So this is what NASA says. And I'm going to show you, they say far worse than what's in this document today. Right? But here's what they say. The derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model. In the introduction, they flat out say right here, this report documents the derivation, which means the origin, and the definition of linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Everybody see that? Derivation means the origin. Definition means this is how it's defined. This is how it works. So they're talking about the equations. And you want to talk about the calculus and trig this thing gets into. The equations are based on these airplanes flying over a non-rotating flat Earth. Question, why would this be in any technical manual of anybody if it doesn't exist? Now, you can try to dismiss this if you want to, but it's also in the conclusion, the concluding remarks of the report and all the math and the equations. Look at that. This report derives and defines a set linearized system matrices for rigid aircraft of constant mass flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. I didn't write that. It seems that someone at NASA is a flat earther. Oh, my God. Right? How can this be? No, they have to design stuff for it to work the way things are. That's why. Let's keep going here. Look at this. This is what this one's about, scientific Earth measurements. Why would you redact anything concerning the true scientific facts of the Earth? I wanted you to see that scientific measurements of the Earth, June 1948. It was originally in the Russian language. This is the translated thing. Date distributed, July 1949, number of pages 19. Just so you can see, here's getting into it here. Now, notice it says, the paper says, outer gravitational field and shape of the physical surface of the Earth. You can go through this entire document if you want to. I'm just pulling out something that I found very interesting in 1948 from Russian scientists that was classified. They stated here that where it is not determinable at all of the points of space without the knowledge of the shape of the Earth, but since the shape of the Earth is not known. I'm not going to read all this, because if I read all this today, we'd be here for a long time. In fact, I cut out stuff. I just wanted you to see that a Russian scientific paper that was classified in 1948 states the shape of the Earth is not known. Now, let me remind you that we are always told, oh, we've known the shape of the Earth since 300 BC. Here's another document. We move forward in time a little bit, 1956, 57 time period. Now what happened, let me say, what happened between about 1948 and this time? The development of jet aircraft and the increase in rocket technology. So we were beginning to be able to fly a little higher, a little faster. So right here, it said the observations were carried out in 12 locations at various altitudes above the sea, various climate, meteorological, synoptic conditions. The observations were carried out mainly during high transparency of the atmosphere and the visual range of the spectrum, in the absence of snow cover. In the investigations, 2 instruments designed by V.G. Fescanoff or whatever were used. One of these was a visual photometer of the daytime sky intended for measuring the brightness of the firmament. But they were wanting to study this, and they said also the other photoelectric halo photometer for determining the brightness from near sun halo. Whoa. Pause, time out. Time out. How is something that's supposed to be 93 million miles away, could anything about it be called near? The near sun. Okay? But it gets better. He says that to study the near sun halo and also the sun on the surface perpendicular to these rays. The dissertation contains a certain formula of the brightness of the sky, taking into consideration only the brightness of the first order, derived on the assumption of a flat earth and giving some conclusions. Because remember, they're trying to study how light is operating within the atmosphere with a near sun halo, and they tell you over flat earth. This is a Russian document, 1957. It was classified. I'm going to try to go pretty fast. This is the Army Research Laboratory. Notice every time when you see .mil, whenever you see .mil, the only people that can have .mil, military. This is the Army's research laboratory. Beacon position and altitude navigation aided by magnetometer. I'm not going to try to pronounce those people's names. And here we find something. Problem formulation, coordinate systems. The motion of an object usually described by rigid body equations of motion derived from Newton's laws. This section summarizes and notates 3 kinds of coordinate systems. The first is the Earth-fixed coordinate system, which is fixed to the Earth with a flat Earth assumption. It gets more interesting because they have a little diagram here of what they're talking about. And this little diagram of the Earth seems to look like something. And they tell you that this y-axis and the x-axis are horizontal. Oh, like that. Horizontal. And that this little disc right here is flat. And it even has a nice little dome over it. And fixed points on the dome that they use for navigation. This is not me. I want to repeat, Army Research Laboratory, .army.mil, not Pastor Dean. And look, does this not look like something maybe we've seen? Oh, what is that? Let me back up. Do you see that? But we're the crazy ones. Why is the biblical Hebrew cosmology shape of the earth in a U.S. Army manual? Why? Oh, Pastor Dean, that's just a coincidence. Oh, really? Well, let's keep going. Look at that. They know the truth. Here we go. This is a different one. Everybody see where this came from? NASA.gov. So this document goes on to say, in our minimum time to climb problem, the aircraft is modeled as a point mass, and the flight trajectory is strictly confined in a vertical plane on a non-rotating flat Earth.
Okay, so that was Pastor Dean Odell. This clip you just watched was taken from about a 2-hour-long broadcast. And so Dean Odell goes over many more documents. And if you want to watch the entire presentation, I will leave a link in the description box in the comment section. To be honest with you, this information gave me the creeps a bit. And so I'd like to continue putting out more videos. I have much more content I can put out, but I figure if I'm going to be putting out videos like this, we might as well go all the way and step it up some more. And so if you can join my Patreon page for as little as $1, I'm sure you won't miss a dollar. Because if I'm going to be doing this flat earth stuff, I might as well go all the way. So I'd like to be putting out videos on both my channels. And I'd like to get to the point where I'm at least putting out 2 videos a week. I have all types of rewards, gifts, and exclusives for all of my Patreons. And plus, we're trying to get a 24-hour channel launched and much more. And so, like I said, this video kind of gave me the creeps putting this out. But if I'm going to keep going, like I said, we might as well go all the way. So let's get this channel to where it needs to be. Join my Patreon page for as little as $1. Don't forget to click your notification bell. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been another episode of Feed Your Mind. Thank you for tuning in. Signing off.